In the words of Michael from 90 Day Fiancé, enough is enough. I'm tired. Why do y'all keep making movies like this? Why? Please, TeaRon, please help me.
You seen this
help me
movie?
Understand.
You seen this movie before, right?
So many times.
Recently,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, very recently. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Who's cheating who? A BET Plus original.
We got cheated.
We got cheated. And I would like my hour and 37 minutes back.
Is that how long it was?
I don't know. It feels like it.
It felt like it was longer.
It feels like it. But BET owes us. They owe us time. They owe us the energy put forth. This was ridiculous. Can we please talk about it? Please.
I'll let you all see a quick trailer of the film that we are talking about, and we'll get into the discussion. And yeah, let's see where this goes because woo!
Are you going to be joining me in the bed, or are you going to be sleeping on the couch again?
I'm Dr. Maxine Moore. Come on and see me, and let's talk.
Hey, you reached Mason McKinney. Please leave your name, number.
So tell me, who's giving it to you?
I'm not doing this right now.
Tell me about this man that you've been seeing. I'm your wife.
Dr. Moore, this is my husband, Mason.
Mason, I've heard so much about you.
What the hell are you doing?
Rule number 1, what happens in my sessions, stay in my sessions.
Let's start with good stuff, okay?
Oh, okay, out the gate. Okay, we're gonna go positive.
Good stuff.
Let's go. Okay, what was good? What you got?
The best thing for me, and that let me sit up right when I say this.
Come on, sit on it.
The best thing for me was the fact that for about almost 2 hours, I got to watch Cynthia Bailey on screen. And I want to say, Cynthia, what's Cynthia's middle name?
Marie.
It's not. Listen, Cynthia, you look good, baby.
She know that.
You did your thing, baby.
Did she? Or are you biased because she's cute? I mean, not cute. She fine.
She fine. Fine.
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably biased.
Yeah.
Probably. That was the treat for me the entire time. I'm not gonna lie to you. That carried me through the mess that came with this movie. Who else we got in this movie? We had Eddie Winslow.
We had Eddie Winslow, and I would like to say
Darius
that for me,
McCrary.
Okay, Eddie Winslow, and I would like to say that for me, that was the treat of this movie was the fact that Eddie Winslow, aka Darius McCrary.
How you gonna AKA his real name?
His real name. No, to be honest, he was the best part about this for me. I love the fact that he's been acting for almost 40 years now. Like we don't see that all the time. So I was like, you know what? Never mind the fact that this movie is terrible. I'm just happy to see him acting. I'm just happy that he got a check. And we love that. That was the best thing. Oh, and I did appreciate, I always talk about wardrobe. I did like Apryl Jones's character's wardrobe. So that's two nice things.
Apryl Jones. Apryl Jones.
Yes. Do you know who she is? Like, do you know her?
No.
Are you serious?
This is my first time ever seeing Apryl Jones ever.
Okay, well, let me put you on.
Okay.
So Apryl Jones is, I don't want to say hood famous, but, for lack of a better term, hood famous. She is Omarion's baby mother. So there's that. She was on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. That's how we first met her.
Oh, yeah. Yes. I never watched it.
I did. I'm not gonna lie. Of all the Love and Hip Hops,
we know you did.
Oh, don't do me.
We know you watched it.
Of all the Love and Hip Hops, I gotta say Hollywood was probably one of my favorites, and that's because it was people that we knew. Like we knew Omarion, we knew who he was, we knew Ray J. So yeah. And then there was also a little stint where she was having a thing with Little Fizz, but I don't know if that was a real thing because Love and Hip Hop, so it's probably like made up for TV. But like Apryl Jones is known, and then like recently, I think she was dating what's his name? What's his face? Stella Got Her Groove Back.
Tay Diggs.
Tay Diggs. Yes. She was dating him. And they were really cute on Instagram together. They would do like videos and like little skits or whatever. They were super, super cute. So yeah, I know Apryl Jones.
So why didn't she and Tay Diggs do like acting classes or something? Because
wait, are you assuming that she did it?
If she did, she went to like the express class. It wasn't like, it wasn't but you know how you go like on a date and you say, oh, we're going to do this class. And that's the one day you go and you don't go back.
A Groupon.
Yeah. It was. So Apryl Jones is our leading lady in the film.
And she is. Mm-hmm.
And this was my first time seeing her. I'll be honest. I hadn't seen her before. Wasn't familiar with anything she's done. So this is my first impression of her. And you know what they say about first impressions.
They last.
Yeah, they last. Blue Kimble.
Oh, okay. Don't know who that is. Why I said, like that. I don't even know who this is.
He's the one that April's married to in this movie.
Yeah, light skin. Okay.
So, okay. So let's just go ahead and get to this, the sake of the whole thing. Okay, who's cheating? Who is the title of the film? Basically, there is a couple, Apryl Jones's character and Blue Kimble's character. They are married and they are on the outs. They're sick of each other. Don't like to be around each other, don't want to spend time together. And for the whole first half of this movie, they were very much, cheating in peace, is what I call it.
So yes, because they both were cheating. Yeah.
They were cheating in peace. And then, my bad, context here. Apryl is married. By the way, I'm naming the actors' names here because the character's name didn't stick with me. Apryl is married to Blue. Okay. Mm-hmm. Blue is having an affair and has been having an affair for some time now because Blue is he does like, productions and stuff. So he's shooting, commercials and things like this for different people, different projects. And he took a liking to a lady who needed a commercial shot, and this commercial airs all around LA apparently. And she is was she a therapist or was she?
They kept saying psychotherapist.
Okay,
to be specific.
So she's what they call a psychotherapist, and she is played by Cynthia Bailey, who we all know from The Real Housewives, who was also a supermodel, right? So Cynthia Bailey and Blue are having an affair, ongoing thing. On the side, enjoying themselves, cheating in peace.
Cheating in peace, right? Mm-hmm.
And then for a while, we see that Apryl is trying at the relationship or whatever. Cool. And she ends up meeting Darius McCrary, aka Eddie Winslow. And they hit it off. And he meets her at a time that she was open to the idea of like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna cheat. Yeah.
Basically that. So that's basically
the toxicity of it all.
It's a love square, not a triangle. It's a square because everybody cheating. Who's cheating? Who? And it's just, an hour and some odd minutes of shenanigans and foolishness. A lot of B-roll in this film. TeaRon, I feel as though there were more.
So they knew that. So we could know that we were in LA, is what you mean?
We could know that we were in LA. There was more B-roll than actual scenes and dialogue. They had to remind us whenever the sun was coming up and going down. We saw the moon. We saw the stars. We saw B-rolls of cars. We saw B-rolls of office building. It was so much B-roll in this film. I was like, Where are the scenes?
See,
Where's the movie?
I didn't even notice that. I couldn't get over the fact that Apryl's character, when she was meeting Darius's character in the they were at like some convention hall kind of situation, right? Where everybody has their booths set up. But it was like they made sure, production meaning, made sure to write in that this is a like week-long convention kind of thing. Because they kept going back to the convention and shooting the scenes there.
Yes.
You know. So basically what we know production-wise is that all of those scenes were probably shot in the same day. You know what I mean?
So let me tap in here. So the scenes where the convention was happening, allegedly, was in San Diego. It was the San Diego Convention Center. Okay. The B-roll kept showing San Francisco. Most people are not going to catch that. I happen to be watching with someone who's been to the San Diego Convention Center, and they said, hey, that's San Diego. And I was like, no, it's San Francisco, because we keep seeing the Golden Gate Bridge, B-roll. So we did some Googles and compared and contrasted. And I can confirm that they were showing two different cities at the same time.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
The fine-tooth comb of it. Oh, I had no idea.
Because it was so much B-roll, there was nothing else for me to look at but the B-roll.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
The plot twist. Let's talk about the plot twist.
Ooh.
So when we were done with B-roll, there was a plot twist that took place that I feel could have been twistier. So again, let's remind you, Cynthia is a psychotherapist, but she also has like these commercials that air on television. When Apryl feels like her relationship is spiraling and she starts getting interested in another guy and cheating and all this stuff, she seeks out help. And she does so by reaching out to this person on television. She calls the number, sets up an appointment. They end up having a therapy session that lasts, some weeks or whatever. And eventually she brings in her husband. Cynthia's character, what the therapist doesn't realize is that her client's husband that she's been discussing for weeks on in fact, telling the therapist everything. Like, I'm cheating on my husband. This is how I feel about it. The therapist knows all her business, okay? Except for names. They left names out, right? So when she finally meets Blue's character, it was up from there.
Mark, this is my husband, Mason.
Mason. Yes, Mason. It's a pleasure to meet you for the first time. I've heard so much about you, but not your name. I didn't know your name.
This is what I will say about this part. This is when I did start to enjoy Cynthia's performance overall. I'm not even going to be funny. Because you could tell she got to have fun with this. Because that's not Cynthia's personality at all. Everybody's gotten to know Cynthia's personality for years, right? And so you could tell that she kind of really got to get out of her space and like really have fun sort of being like this twisted villain. But what got me, I was like, how are you mad that the married man you've been sleeping with that is married, just because you end up crossing paths with him in real life, don't mean you're supposed to flip the script on him like that. Like what?
But that happens though.
That's
human nature.
She got very jealous about the fact, and then it was a mess. It was a mess from there.
It was definitely a mess. Yes.
But this is where I think they failed. They failed. That plot twist was perfect, okay? In terms of what the movie was going to be about and blurring the lines and weaving the web. Fine. The movie took a while to get to that point, number one. I think if they gave it to us early on and then gave us the, what do you say? Like the spiraling of them finding out that afterwards, then it would have been a totally different movie and would have been a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah.
even though, because you mentioned that it was like a love square, whatever that was happening. But I was waiting for there to be, so Cynthia finds out that her client's husband is who she's been with this whole time. So she becomes aware of that, but she doesn't expose it, right? I was waiting for the reverse to happen with Apryl Jones's character and Darius's character. I was waiting for there to be a flip side where it's like, oh, now Darius, let's say Darius came into the office while she was with the client, right? But Darius doesn't expose the situation. He just sees her with the client and they don't say anything. And then you start to play with those factors, like them sneaking around, them doing this, people plotting and scheming, jealousy and all, I thought that's what we were going to get out of this, but
you think it's too much. You think it's too much.
Wouldn't that have been too hard? Wouldn't that have been so much better?
You're thinking too much and too hard.
But wouldn't that would have been a way better movie than what we got? Because instead of those lines crossing, because you were weaving a good web, and then it was like somebody came with a broom and knocked it down in the middle of you doing it.
Yes.
So those lines never cross. Instead, Apryl and Darius, I wish I knew the characters' names. Apryl and Darius.
I know it.
You do?
Stephanie and Steven.
Oh. Well, why the hell you been letting me say the fucking...
Because it doesn't matter. Apryl and Darius is better. Go ahead.
But instead of them being found out or there being like, this interesting level up of a plot twist or whatever, it ends up just being that Darius is crazy and, borderline abusive or, threatening to her. He gets possessive. He ends up falling in love with Apryl's character, Stephanie. And
come on.
And I just felt like that was the wrong choice to make. Can you give me what you thought? And also, after you say what you thought, explain to me the ending of this film, please.
Sure. Let me tell you what I thought. I thought that this was directed by Wendy Raquel Robinson. So I thought that we were going to be in for a different experience. We weren't. I don't know why this movie was this bad. Like, it was really bad. I'm sorry, I got to get this out. I have to say this because I'm never going to say this again. So there are scenes in the beginning of the film where, and also toward the end, where they're at work. So we have Darius at work, you have Apryl at work, and they're doing office things. We always have that in these movies. People are in offices and do office things, right? They have all these papers. And there is a scene where Apryl is opening past due bills, and there is a giant past due stamp on every single bill that she's opening.
Yeah, just to let you know it's really past due.
Just to let you know it's past due. I was like, why y'all doing this? Why? Yeah. And then there's a scene where I believe it's Darius's character that's holding a tax document. He's holding like a 1040 form. And I don't know if you caught this, T, because you look at details. They blacked out like certain names and certain fields on the form. And I'm like, why would y'all black that out? We can see that. Like, we can see that you blacked out.
It was redacted.
Redacted.
Yeah.
So why show it? Then don't show it if you're like, are y'all using somebody's real 1040?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, you could just make up something.
You can just make up a name.
Or for like numbers, you just put in 9999 555.
Yes, we would have we know that. We know it's not real. But like for y'all to be redacting it, like that was taking me out. I was like, what is happening? Why are we doing this? Why? But anyway, I just had to get that out. So okay, you asked about the end. The end was what I would call the plot twist. Would you not call the end?
Supposed to be the plot twist. It's all too familiar. It's all too familiar.
The ending is a little bit familiar, like you mentioned, to something that we watched recently. The plot twist is basically that Apryl is in on this. She is orchestrating this whole to-do. Her right-hand woman is her cousin / Darius's assistant. And they have orchestrated this grand scheme to get Darius to fall in love with Apryl so that he can transfer $2 million to her bank account. That's right. That's right.
I'm gonna give my rating hands down. Okay, I'm gonna be nice because I did enjoy Cynthia Bailey. I won't lie.
That is so biased. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I enjoy. Let me be for real. I'm gonna be serious.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed Cynthia Bailey on screen. I enjoyed watching Cynthia Bailey on screen. I enjoyed Cynthia Bailey's scenes. I truly, and I'm not joking, from watching her all these years and then knowing that she wanted to like dabble into acting, even though this is what it was, it's not like, award-winning anything, I enjoyed her being able to get out of herself. And there were some scenes that I really was surprised at how well she was doing. I'll say that much. For that reason, though, it saves you from the gutter. I'm going to give it a Kevin Hart. That's the only reason.
Huh?
I'm going to give it a Kevin Hart. I love Cynthia. And then did you see, never mind.
Pretty Privilege. Mm.
It's got to be Pretty Privilege.
Pretty Privilege.
But again, that was the only good thing about the film for me. They dropped the ball. I gave y'all a better plot line and better twist at the beginning of this conversation. And I don't know why who wrote this is the question. We know Wendy Raquel, directed it. Who wrote it? How many writers was it? And nobody was like, hey, maybe we should just make this a psychotherapist thriller. What about you, baby? Because
just like this movie, you have blown me away.
Wow.
Wow. Every week we come on here and we review these films and these shows, and I do my best to not completely drag things that I think are terrible. I try to be mindful in my reviews and what I say and how I say it.
Yeah.
With that being said, this pissed me off, okay? This pissed me off. I should have known what I was getting into when I got into it.
Yeah, you should have.
I should have. But the whole Wendy Raquel Robinson of it all got me. The fact that BET Plus put this on their main page and really promoted this, I thought, maybe this could be something.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I'm tired. I'm tired of being nice. No. Mm-mm. So from here on out, I'm just going to say what I think.
You haven't been this whole time?
I have been, but I've been very mindful in how I present what I'm saying. And now I'm just like, nah, this was garbage and y'all should stop. Y'all should stop. Don't do this anymore. No more. Just because you can make a film doesn't mean you should make a film. And why is BET Plus charging $10 a month for this type of content? Why?
Well, if they charge $20, then maybe someone, they could just have more writers and someone could be like, let's not do this.
Let's not do this.
Do you want them to charge more money?
No people on the team. But, I don't work for BET. They're not paying me. So for me, it is going to be a Stacey Dash. I don't care that Cynthia Bailey was in this. I love Cynthia Bailey.
Don't you say nothing bad about Cynthia.
Beautiful gowns.
Don't you say nothing bad about Cynthia.
I appreciate Apryl Jones. I appreciate seeing Eddie Winslow. Don't know Blue, but glad he was there as well. This was trash. And why do y'all keep showing so much B-roll? So much B-roll. So much. I'm done. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
As long as you don't say nothing bad about Cynthia, we all right. Because that's
Beautiful
my boo.
gowns.
Huh?
Beautiful gowns.
Beautiful everything. You see how high up Cynthia ass
Beautiful gowns.
You see this water bottle? You could just put that on Cynthia on the back and just let her go and do the whole movie.
Pretty privilege. Yeah.
More Cynthia. They could have just let Cynthia walk across the camera for however long this movie was, and that would have been a better.
They could have used that as the B-roll.
I'm just saying. Woo! Well,
I'm done.
If you've been watching this long, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're listening to this as an audio medium, be sure to leave us a 5-star rating and review. And if you've seen this movie, I feel bad for you too. But you can find me on Instagram at TeaRon World, on TikTok at TeaRon with 2 underscores on the end. You can find Ubiquitous Blacks all over the socials at Ubiquitous Blacks. And you can also email us recommendations, suggestions, etc., ubiquitousblacks@gmail.com. Anything I'm missing? Donations. We take those.
And the text.
Oh, yes. And you can leave us a text. If you There's a lot of ways to reach us and interact with us. And most importantly, if you're watching this, leave a comment. Let us know what you thought of this film. Other than everybody knows that Cynthia is so beautiful. So other than that, let us know what you thought of the film itself. And let's converse. Tiera, where can they find you?
Guys, of course, you can find me at All Things Ubiquitous Blacks, but also you can come see me on my YouTube channel. It is Tiera Takes Travel. I'm doing travel content, so that's TIERA TAKES TRAVEL, and the same for the socials. Also, if you just want to find me on my website, that is fine as well. It's tieratakes.com. I'm going to echo TeaRon. Please send suggestions and recommendations our way. If it's on BET Plus, we may not get to that because I'm about to cancel the subscription. But if it's anywhere else or anything else, send it our way and we'll check it out.
You cannot say that.
Yeah.
You can't say that.
I mean it. You can review it.
Tiera, you can't say that.
Guys, I'm just in my feelings today. I'll feel better next week.
We will see you all another time, okay? Peace out.